The Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, Pikeville at Paintsville. Sponsored by Appalachian Wireless, Community Trust Bank, Deskins Motors, Gary C. Johnson, Rental Pro, The Golf Academy, Pop Chevrolet, Double Quick, Johnson Law Office, Eastern Airflow, Hut Chevrolet, and Highlands Health System.
A trip to state is on the line. Good evening from Memorial Field in Paintsville, Kentucky, and welcome into the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week on this TV and WYMT.com. Along with Jim Frazier and sideline reporter Josh Ball, I'm Tanner Hesterberg. Tonight's matchup, a big one we've been looking forward to for a long time as the Pikeville Panthers come here to Memorial Field for a big rematch with the Tigers of Paintsville. Jim, let's start with the biggest news of the night. Paintsville star quarterback and linebacker Cash Daniel. It does not appear as though Cash is going to play tonight. He hurt his MCL in the playoff win for Paintsville last week against Paris. How big of a blow is that for the Tigers?
Well, certainly it's huge for Coach Joe Chirico and his guys, but I think, Tanner, in a one-game situation here with the motivation, I think Paintsville can pull off a big win. Now, it is possible that Cash could play next week, according to my sources. I don't know that Paintsville, if they were to win this game, could win 2 in a row without him, but maybe with the emotion of this huge crowd and a lot of fans behind them, stranger things have happened.
And let's talk a little bit about Pikeville. Obviously, they know that there's a scenario tonight where Paintsville may not have Cash Daniel, but really that doesn't change what the Panthers want to do. They want to pound Derek Pugh on the ground and try to get Chatlin Gerald behind the defense on some of those long passes.
Well, that's exactly right, Tanner. And, of course, if you look in Class A football, not only does Pikeville have the #1 scoring offense, but they've got the #1 scoring defense as well. They don't give up many points, a tremendous team. It's been a difference since quarterback Wide Battle took over. The young man has played superbly, just a sophomore. There's a lot of good young players on both sides of the ball, both teams in this game, so I think we'll see a good one.
Winner advances to the Class A state championship game next week in Bowling Green. Kickoff between Pikeville and Paintsville is up next on this TV and WYMT.com. The Pikeville fans out in force here tonight in this road game here at Paintsville. Of course, the Tiger fans well represented as well. Just an electric atmosphere here at the Walter J. Brew Memorial Field Complex here in downtown Paintsville, Kentucky. A trip to the Class A state finals on the line tonight as the 11-2 Pikeville Panthers play the 13-0 Paintsville Tigers, who are playing tonight without star quarterback and linebacker Cash Daniel.
Tell you, Tanner, this is going to be a good one. I think the emotion that the Tigers feel here without their leader, Cash Daniel, they've all got to kind of rise up as one here, and that's sort of been the motto that this team has gone through. It's we, not me, and so they're fired up, and I think a Pikeville Panther team here that's lost only twice to teams that are still playing, Belfry as well, of course, as these Paintsville Tigers right here on this very field. So this one is going to be a good one. We have Josh Ball, our sideline reporter. We'll get to him in just a moment. But, ladies and gentlemen, get set, get ready for a great high school football game. And with the play-by-play of this evening's contest, Mr. Tanner Hesterberg.
Thank you, Jim. 57 degrees under mostly clear skies. A beautiful evening for high school football as one of these two teams will advance to the state title game in Class A to take on either Beechwood or Russellville. We will update you with scores from that game as the night progresses. Pikeville will kick off to start this game. Back deep for Paintsville, Kent Phelps and Luke Trimble. Phelps, a guy we'll see a lot of tonight, the running back for Paintsville. With Cash Daniel out of the lineup, he will have to carry an even larger load as Denton Heffington, the junior for Pikeville, has this one teed up. The thousands of fans that have packed Memorial Field are on their feet, both here in the stands and around the perimeter. What a night for high school football in the mountains. Maybe the most anticipated Class A high school football game in the mountains in a decade. And we are underway in the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Phelps from his 20-yard line, and now they blow this one dead. And a penalty flag back near where the kickoff took place.
I believe there was an offside there, Tanner, and a little bit of the emotion here. I'll sort of defer a little bit to the great champion Bill Russell. And in basketball, he talked about, Tanner, great games, big games like this are often played sloppily at the first. So sometimes you can't win the game in the first quarter, but you sure can lose it. I think we will see some emotion, some mistakes like that. It's just, for both of these teams, they're hopeful no turnovers.
So an inauspicious start for the Panthers special teams, and now Heffington will tee this one up back at the 35 after the offsides penalty.
You can see Paintsville anticipating a short type kick, Tanner. They have 9 guys up as close as the 40-yard line.
Now Phelps and Trimble, both dangerous return men. It wouldn't surprise me if Coach Chris McNamee and his Panthers opt to kick away from them. That's what they tried to do on the previous kickoff attempt that was called back for the penalty, but now here goes Heffington again. And now we are underway in the Class A state semifinals, taken by one of the up men. Out to about the 45-yard line is where this Paintsville offense will take over, as that was Silas Stambo on the return.
And we'll see what type of offense Paintsville employs here. We hear that James Allen, freshman wide receiver, was an outstanding quarterback. And looks like he will, well, I thought he was going to be, I guess he'll go with Phelps.
Chris Allen, the freshman, will get the start at quarterback, and you still have James Allen on the outside, but right now they looks like they're going to snap it straight to Phelps. We'll check in with Josh Ball here in a couple moments down on the sideline for a report on Paintsville adjusting to life without Cash Daniel. And, well, there's a good answer right away, as hit near the line of scrimmage and struggling for a couple of yards is Luke Trimble. Finally snowed under, give him a gain of 1, call this 2nd and 9. Let's go down to Josh.
Tanner and Jim, Paintsville's mantra all season long has been we, not me. That is no truer than tonight, as Cash Daniel, the UK signee, senior quarterback and middle linebacker, is sidelined with a strained MCL. Walking onto the field tonight here at Memorial Field, they came out slow, hand in hand as a team. There won't be a bigger cheerleader tonight than Cash Daniel. Tanner and Jim, back to you.
All right, thanks, Josh. Good carry there by Phelps for about 5 yards. Sets up 3rd and 3 as the Tigers are in the Panther territory.
Good job there. Pikeville defensive back number 33, Cody Charles. He'll be involved in a lot of plays, as well as his brother, 34, Blake Charles. You see him on the opposite side. Those guys make a lot of tackles.
On 3rd and 3. Phelps keeping it himself, has the first down as he lowers his shoulder and is ridden down at the Pikeville 40-yard line.
First down of this game. Great blocking point of attack by the big guys up front.
Remember, Phelps missed the whole second half against Pikeville in the regular season matchup back in September. Off to a good start here.
As you see there on the Deskins Motors instant replay, you're going to see the blue guys really try hard here early.
Read option, Trimble. Wow. Good carry, 4, perhaps 5 yards. And the reason, by the way, that Phelps missed the second half is because he suffered an injury. So this is a Paintsville team that has kind of been bitten by the injury bug this year. And, of course, tonight playing without the best player in Cash Daniel, the UK signee. Of course, they miss him on both sides of the ball, at the quarterback position and at linebacker. 2nd and 6. And this time it's Phelps around the edge. Kent Phelps makes a man miss, has the first down inside the 30-yard line.
You saw him shot there. Paintsville head coach Joe Chirico. He was wanting the late whistle. Tanner, let's take a look here on our Deskins Motors instant replay. Deskins Motors, where you are approved, and Coach Chirico does not approve of the late or hit towards the end here, but you can see clearly that Phelps was in bounds. Solid play by those Pikeville defenders.
Cody Dials made the tackle for Pikeville. 1st and 10 at the 24 for the Tigers. Phelps looking to throw to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, James Allen. What a start for the Tigers playing without Cash Daniel. James Allen hauled in a touchdown pass when these two teams met in the regular season, and he hauls one in to help the Tigers draw first blood here tonight.
Tanner, I saw some of those guys jumping around there that you saw in the cheering section getting painted up, and they said, wait till you see what we've got lined up for you guys. I said, what do you mean? They say, Cash Daniel is our spiritual leader. We've got some great players. We're going to show you what we got.
Extra point by Santos is good. 7-0 Paintsville. Let's go to the Deskins Motors instant replay of that touchdown pass.
Beautiful ball fake there. And then the lefty. They've got a lot of left-handed quarterbacks here in Paintsville. As Phelps finds Allen, and Allen makes another big catch. The freshman gets the touchdown. He caught, of course, a big tying touchdown pass in the first game that these teams played. But let's remember, Tanner, Paintsville scored on their first possession in that first game, got the big momentum, and Coach Chris McNamee got his guys calmed down to make some big plays. As you see, the assistants going over things there. Of course, a lot of these guys know one another pretty well, Tanner, so there was the thought that Cash would not be able to play this evening. Sometimes that seeps into your head as Pikeville, perhaps sometimes you get a little overconfident.
John Dos Santos, the junior transfer from Sao Paulo, Brazil, will kick off for Paintsville after nailing that extra point to make it 7-0. Couple of Panthers back deep, Chatlin Jarrell and Clay Sloan. Jarrell, a dangerous return man. In fact, he ran the first kickoff back of the season for a touchdown when Pikeville defeated Prestonsburg back in week 0. And Dos Santos gets a lot of air under this one. It's going to be taken by Sloan near his 10-yard line. Looking for a seam. Now he cuts back toward the middle to the opposite end of the field. Still on his feet before he's finally tracked down by Darren Morris. And we get our first look at the Pikeville offense under the direction of sophomore quarterback Wyatt Battle. He took over in the Belfry game for Cody Dials and has really helped this Pikeville offense reach a new level of what Coach Chris McNamee is wanting them to do. And that's not a knock against Dials. It's just that they have played much better with Battle in there under quarterback.
Smooth customer here, Tanner. Doesn't seem to get rattled. Only a sophomore.
They go to Derek Pugh right out of the gate, and Pugh is dragged down after a gain of 6. We should mention Dials still very much an active part of this team. Good player.
Oh, absolutely. And Tanner, you figure with the 4 or 5-star defensive player Cash Daniel missing in the middle, that Pikeville coach Chris McNamee would test Paintsville up front and up the middle here early. Gonna see a lot of Pugh.
They gave him a gain of 7, so it's 2nd and 3. And a loss of yardage as they faked it going up the middle and then taking it to the outside was Battle, and he's ridden out for a loss of 3 yards. So now it'll be 3rd down, and you brought up an interesting point, Jim, when Cash Daniel and Derek Pugh met a couple times on tackles in the last game. Cash actually knocked him out of the game a couple times that Pugh had to leave because he was shaken up. He carried the ball 35 times. Cash had 23 tackles, so there were a lot of collisions between those two guys when the two teams met in September. As we have a stoppage in play here. Looked like someone may have called a timeout, but now they just let them substitute. Officially, this will be 3rd and 5 for the Panthers from their own 32-yard line. Had the good play to Pugh to start it, but then Battle on the quarterback keeper giving ground, and now the Panthers in a 3rd and 5 situation. And it's Pugh up the middle, has the first down, stays on his feet. Derek Pugh is into Paintsville territory. So elusive, so powerful, and so tough to bring down is Derek Pugh.
Take a look here on our Deskins Motors instant replay, and Paintsville guys trying to tackle the big guy up high, Tanner. You see the miss there, but you're not going to bring down number 45 with attempts at the shoulder pads. You're going to have to go low to bring that young man down. You talked about what a great game he played the first time they played, also with a little bit of a hip pointer in that game, but he battled through it.
Heavy formation, 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 47 of Paintsville. And this is A.J. Vanderbeck with a big run inside the Paintsville 25. And another first down for this Pikeville offense, which all of a sudden is humming, Jim.
Yeah, great job up front. The guys create the hole. Vanderbeck really isn't touched till he gets to that second level. And see a hustling play there. Come up with the stop. Trimble. And we'll see what Coach McNamee decides to draw up here, having a lot of success up the middle.
1st and 10. Battle will give it to Pugh. Hit from behind and slowed up, but he stays on his feet, cuts to the outside. He's still in bounds. He's in the end zone. No signal. It appeared as though he made it to the end zone, and there's the signal for the touchdown, Panthers.
Oh, what a run.
25 yards for Derek Pugh.
An outstanding ball player, and Tanner, we talked about in our open, there are a lot of good players on this field tonight. And you see one right there, number 45, Derek Pugh. He simply will not be denied. Good technique, but he just won't go down. And you see that last effort there in the lunge into the end zone. And Pikeville 1 point away from a tie.
Actually delivered the blow to Chris Allen, the freshman who's playing quarterback tonight for Paintsville. Denton Heffington, junior kicker, on for the extra point to try and tie the game. That one is up, and it is good, and it's 7-7 here in the Class A semifinals. 5 plays on that drive for Pikeville. Panthers cover 73 yards with ease. How about Pugh? Great job staying in bounds on that one. Of course, Pugh with 31 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Wow.
Had an outstanding effort in the win over Hazard in the Class A playoffs last Friday. 13 carries, a $191, and 3 touchdowns.
I tell you, just a lot of good young players here on both sides of the ball for these teams. A Class A battle, it doesn't look like that. These kids are big, playing really well. You see our officiating crew there. We'll get the crew to you. It's referee Joe Steffen, the umpires Brandon Shields, head linesman Manny Gonzalez, line judge Jeff Vorbeck, and the back judge David Whitley. Tied here at 7, and Tanner, looks like we're going to see some explosive action in this ball game.
Well, already we've had 11 plays, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns between these teams, and we have not played 5 minutes.
It's a great answer there by the Pikeville Panthers. Paintsville comes out with all the emotion, takes it down the field to get the touchdown. And I'm not sure Coach Chirico is talking with the officials here. I'm not sure.
Have a temporary stoppage in play before we kick this one off. And I'm told that the issue is that the chains on the first down marker are broken, and they're going to have to fix that. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take our media timeout. 7-all here in the Class A semifinals, Pikeville and Paintsville. More coming up next. And that's what happened the last time Pikeville and Paintsville squared off here at Memorial Field back in September. Cash Daniel, the game-winning Two-point conversion as the Tigers pulled out the 23-22 victory. We have a stoppage in play right now. They're repairing the chains on the first down markers on the far side of the field. 7:53 remaining in the first quarter, tied at 7. And we go down to Josh.
Pikeville moved quarterback Wyatt Battle into the backfield to give him more options. The options look pretty clear so far as senior running back Derek Pugh has carried the load. He had 35 carries for 163 yards and 3 scores in the earlier matchup this year. Tanner and Jim, back to you.
All right, Josh, thanks. A timely report there. And we can also report that Beechwood leads Russellville 21-13, 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns so far in that one. They're about on the same pace we are here, as the winner of this one will play one of those two teams next week in Bowling Green in the Class A championship game. As you get a look at the Pikeville fans and players there, made the drive down 23 as we're waiting for them to get the chains repaired. And Pikeville will be kicking off to Paintsville. We should also point out that since Western Kentucky defeated Marshall today, Jim, the Hilltoppers will host the Conference USA championship game next Saturday, and that throws off the schedule a little bit for the state high school championship games. The Class A championship game will now be on Thursday, so that definitely affects the fan bases for both these two schools.
Absolutely it does, and sort of a unique problem that we have here, Tanner. I've seen a lot of ball games. I don't know that I've seen many where the chains kind of get messed up, but I guess anything can happen in a ball game, and you see all the guys there doing the hard work to make sure things are correct. Now, that is a critical element of a game like this, as you've seen these guys battle one another for every yard in this game. Could be a big third or fourth down measurement that they absolutely have to be correct. So it can't be 10.5 yards over on that thing. It can't be 9 3/4. It's got to be 10. And once again, the dealing with the delay here. These kids were really fired up on both sides, and now this delay will have a little bit of an effect. Whom it shall affect the most, not sure. We'll ultimately see. See referee Joe Steffen over there supervising, and then the line judge Jeff Vorbrack will go over, and the head linesman Manny Gonzalez.
I don't know that I've seen that in a high school football game or any level of football in all my years of watching the sport. Have you?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Tanner, seen a lot of them, and I don't know that I've seen it happen. So looks as if they're sort of dealing with the part of the chains that actually go into the ground. And see this tremendous crowd that's ringing around, as well as the tape. Big crowd. The fatheads, they're out.
They didn't make one of you, though.
No, they didn't, and that's a good thing. That you see.
7-7, Pikeville and Paintsville tied here in the early going. 7:53 to go in our first quarter. When this stoppage is over, Pikeville will kick off to Paintsville. Each team has scored a touchdown.
Let's remember
on one possession.
Yeah, let's remember, Tanner, that Paintsville did jump out to the lead the first time these teams met, and then Pikeville was able to kind of grind them down and get a touchdown lead late in the second half. Kim Phelps, the young man you saw toss the touchdown pass, the old left-hander there, was hurt as he went out of bounds. You see him number 1 there. So Paintsville did win that first game without assistance from him in the second half. Pikeville, of course, a team that, as we talked about, Tanner, just only teams that have beaten them this year. Belfry and Paintsville are still alive, and you see them making the adjustments there, and they'll double check to, of course, make sure that it measures out 10 yards. You see some of the fans clapping at the back there, and I believe we're going to be ready to play some football here pretty soon.
About a 10 to 15 minute delay there, and you mentioned, Jim, it came at an interesting time because this place was absolutely buzzing with excitement, but I don't think they've lost any of it.
No.
As Pikeville trying to get to the state championship game for the first time since 1991. Paintsville for the first time since '85, so a combined 54-year drought when you combine the time that's elapsed between when either of these schools went to the state championship game. Heffington rather has this one teed up. Trimble and Phelps back deep for the Tigers. Remember, Phelps had a good first drive, couple of good runs, and threw the touchdown pass. This is a short kickoff, and it will be taken by Phelps at the 25-yard line. And Kent Phelps, shot out of a cannon. He's gone, and the Tigers retake the lead. We said that Kent Phelps was going to have to carry a big load tonight in the absence of Cash Daniel, and boy, has he responded so far.
I tell you, that guy right there told me they had some surprises lined up for us, okay? The young man on the left there, and it appears as if he was correct. He was pretty savvy. In fact, when he told me some things were going on, he sort of asked, like he pretended like he had a microphone jamming it up there in my face. What do you think? So, wow. The electricity returns, Tanner.
Brett Bartley will kick the extra point, and he nails it, and it's 14-7 Tigers. Let's go back to the replay on the kick return.
Just a great job up front by the blockers, and when Phelps gets a hole in the crease, he is gone. I think Chatlin Gerald, the only guy on the field that can match his speed, and should Paintsville kick the ball off to Chatlin Gerald and he get a head of steam, you may see the same thing occur heading to the left of your screen. A lot of times, Tanner, when you have a rolling kick like that that's bouncing around, you'll get a little bit of a mess up with your gap responsibility. Normally, everyone kind of clots up in the middle. That time, Phelps was able to basically take it up the middle as the guys were really concentrating on keeping him from getting to the edge. He got a couple of great blocks, took it to the end zone.
75 yards on the kickoff return for Phelps. And now the other dangerous number one in this game, Chatlin Gerald, you mentioned him, will be back deep to receive this one for Pikeville along with Clay Sloan. 21 points already in this game, and we've barely played 4 minutes. So far, it's everything we had expected and hoped it would be here tonight in the Class A semifinals. Gerald's going to get his shot. We'll see if he can match Phelps. He'll have to go a little farther as he fields this one at his 5-yard line. Here comes Chatlin, cutting back to the middle of the field, but he's met by Luke Trimble and dragged down. Pikeville went 5 plays, 73 yards on its opening drive for the touchdown. Pugh polished it off with a 25-yard touchdown run. They're looking to duplicate those results here, Jim.
Yeah, so far, Paintsville winning the battle of field position, able to bottle up this powerful Pikeville offense, at least inside the 35. This time they'll start their drive on the 30-yard line. Paintsville unable to answer that tough smash-mouth running game.
1st and 10, they'll fake it to Pugh, give it to Vanderbeck. Good running room off the right side, picks up about 5 yards, maybe 6. We'll call this 2nd and 4. And this is a Pikeville offense that loves to pick up those chunk yards on 1st down and get in 2nd and short situations and air the football out to that talented core of receivers.
Absolutely, Tanner, and see some of those guys coming into the action right now. You see referee Joe Steffen talking about the situation there with the quarterback battle, but this certainly gives them that option to run or pass.
2nd down, they go to Pugh, and he's swallowed up for a loss. Looked like Dylan Howard, the big senior lineman, might have been the first one to get there. Had some help from Dalton Daniels, and it's 3rd down.
Paintsville has some big guys up front. 65, Scotty Sexton. 6'2", 225. Trevor Preston, number 68, 6'5", 300. In addition to big Dylan Howard. Tough to move out of the way. But if you can get a block on those guys, perhaps you can take it to the 2nd level. Let's remember, there is no Cash Daniel in that linebacking core.
3rd down and 5. Battle to throw. Rifles it complete. 1st down. That's Clay Sloan with the reception out to the 43-yard line.
Good job by the junior running back. Makes himself available for his quarterback. I thought Battle was looking long to go to Gerald. You see him number 1 there. And then Battle, a smooth sophomore, able to kick it down for the first down. Nice tackle on the play by number 30, Christian Keaton. Freshman linebacker on the left side, made a lot of tackles in the first game.
1st and 10, they'll give it to Pugh. Puts his head down and picks up about 5 yards. Hit first on the play by Trent Childers. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Panthers.
Now certainly Pikeville going to try to get behind big number 58 Gunnar Edmonds. 59 Logan Coleman, senior, 4-year starter on that offensive line for Coach McNamee.
Crowded backfield and a couple of receivers for Battle. He puts it in the belly of Pugh. 1st down run and more. Derek Pugh still on his feet as he's inside the 20. Pugh taken down from behind near the 15-yard line. Another big run by perhaps the best running back in the mountains, Derek Pugh.
Great blocking point of attack. He gets to the 2nd level, and Tanner, watch the block downfield by Chatlin Gerald, number 1, as he springs Pugh for another 20 yards there as he gets a hat on number 10, James Allen, knocks him off his center of balance, and took a hustling play by Chris Allen to bring him down.
Paintsville calls timeout. You go back to just 3 plays ago when the Panthers had Pikeville in a third down and 5 scenario, gave up the 1st down on the pass completion to Sloan. And now fast forward 3 plays, and the Panthers have it at the 13-yard line of Paintsville.
In the huddle there with Coach Chirico and his guys. And they're going to be making some adjustments. This is certainly going to be a game of adjustments, the chess match, the game within the game for both of these head coaches, and they are outstanding. You see Chris McNamee there with the headset talking with his guys. State championship player at Pikeville. Outstanding at Eastern Kentucky University. Of course, Joe Chirico played for Marshall when they won a national championship, so these guys know what they're doing, and it's sort of the game within the game here. Paintsville calling timeout, trying to get organized and come up with a big stop.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for Pikeville. Winner of this one gets either Beechwood or Russellville in the championship game next week. Play action to Pugh, wide open, caught, touchdown, Pikeville. That's Cody Charles. There was not a defender within 10 yards of him, and the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game.
Beautiful play design by Coach McNamee here, Tanner. As we take a look on our desk, we'll get that in just a moment. They're lining up for the extra point here, but extra point's going to be critical in a game like this, Tanner, because it appears as if we're going to see some touchdowns. You see the fans there lining the field. They're 4 and 5 deep all around the field. The perimeter, as Tanner would reference.
Heffington has 47 extra points on the season, including one earlier in the game. Give him 2, and that ties the game at 14. And now we go back to the replay.
Just a beautiful ball fake there. The linebackers take bite on that fake because Pugh's been so tough, and Charles able to get free, got his feet down in the checkerboard end zone for the touchdown. He and his brother Blake, number 34, you see him there. They have been tremendous for Pikeville over the years. Of course, their brother Austin Charles was a starting quarterback for Pikeville for some 3 years, and he graduated, left the position open. And Tanner, you talked about Cody Dials was able to seize the job in the preseason, and then the sophomore Battle just kept coming on strong. We might mention that Battle did start that first game, but he started at free safety. So certainly in Class A football, you're going to see these young men play on both sides of the ball.
By the way, that drive for Pikeville, 6 plays, 70 yards, ends on the 13-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt Battle to Blake Charles.
Now,
Cody Charles, excuse me. Yep.
Now, if you're Pikeville, you're not really enthused about squibbing it on the ground because Phelps ran it for the touchdown that time. If you kick it deep, I don't believe the young man has the leg to get it to the end zone where it would be a dead ball. So you got maybe a situation where it's going to be almost an onside kick.
Well, he does onside kick it. It does
They
not
don't need
go
to field it.
10 yards. Paintsville will let it go, and smartly so.
Yeah.
As finally a Panther grabs it. And the Tigers will take over right there. You like the decision?
Well, Tanner, here's what I know. How about the respect that Coach McNamee is showing number one for Paintsville in the blue shirt, Kent Phelps. Young man came out in the Wildcat, made some huge plays as a quarterback. Now it appears as if number 23, Chris Allen, will take the quarterbacking role. So I think Coach McNamee is saying, you know, we'd rather just give him the ball at midfield than get it to number one.
Allen will pitch it to Phelps. Good blocking. Tripped up after a gain of 6, perhaps 7 yards. And it'll be second down.
I think, Tanner, critical for Paintsville to have success on first down. You don't have your main rod. You don't have the big guy at being Cash Daniel to take charge of things. So you're really not looking, as you referenced, Pikeville, to have a second or third and long. You're looking for second, third, and management.
Second down and 4. Bad snap. Phelps handles it, but he was slowed up, and he'll only be able to muster a yard or 2 out of this before being wrestled down by Cody Charles.
Tell you, the Charles boys can make an impact. And they're certainly going to play hard football. A lot of great sportsmanship we saw prior to the game. Of course, these young men have battled one another since grade school. Big third down call here. If you're Pikeville, don't know if you come on a blitz.
3rd and 2. Big play here early in this ball game, and now Paintsville will take a timeout as offensive coordinator Jason Kinner didn't necessarily like what he was seeing with the play clock winding down and calls the timeout. 3rd and 2 at the Pikeville 39-yard line.
Well, you see on our Appalachian Wireless scoreboard there's only one timeout remaining for Paintsville here. They've taken a couple here early, and I like that for Coach Chirico. In a game like this, you don't want to have some confusion. So what you do, you basically call the timeout and get things organized just like that young man's organized.
Organized.
Yeah.
That's
organized.
the word I was thinking.
Yeah. Well,
14 all, 4:02 to play here in the opening quarter. Pikeville and Paintsville, Class A state semifinals. A lot of action so far here in this first quarter. Paintsville looking to keep the drive alive here, trying to convert in 3rd and 2. Pikeville looking for a big stop. Phelps by himself in the backfield. Does have 3 receivers. Man in motion is Trimble. They'll fake it to Luke. Phelps keeping around the edge. He stopped short of the first down. That was the other Charles, Blake Charles, that made the stop, and it's 4th down for the Tigers.
Decision time for the Tigers. And tell you, Tanner, if you're going to move the ball against Pikeville, you're going to have to block 58 Gunnar Edmonds and 59 Logan Coleman up front. You see 61 Tanner Roop, Allen's boy. A couple of times I've incorrectly identified him as Jeff's boy. That's Allen Roop's boy. Making an
4th
impact.
and 1. Phelps just needs a yard for the first down and appears to have it as he's ridden down at the 35-yard line of Pikeville. You hear the cowbells from the Paintsville fans celebrating the Tigers moving the chains. It'll be 1st and 10. Big conversion there.
Oh, absolutely, Tanner. The big guys up front for Paintsville. 52 Trevor Adams, 62 Tanner Miller, 72 Tyler McAllister, 74 Ryan Moore, 75 Jonathan LeMaster, creating the holes.
Snap to Chris Allen, the freshman, handoff Phelps, and he falls forward for a couple of yards after being hit at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by your man Tanner Roop, defensive lineman, that disrupted that play. Caused Phelps to go down a lot sooner than he was hoping for. They give him a gain of 1, so this will be 2nd and 9.
Just a tough defensive front there by Pikeville. Difficult to move those guys off the football. Do an outstanding job and give those linebackers the opportunity to really roam and make some tackles.
On 2nd and 9, Allen to throw for the first time tonight. Hooks up with Luke Trimble, and he's dropped right on the spot by Blake Charles. 3rd down coming up. Charles boys all over the place tonight.
They certainly are, Tanner. And 33 Cody, 34 Blake. They will make an impact in a high school football game. Tough decision here for Paintsville.
A loss of 2 yards, so that's now 3rd and 11.
See what Coach Chirico dials up. He's got Phelps in the Wildcat.
And he'll hand it off. This is James Allen, no running room, and he's thrown to the ground by Logan Coleman. 4th and long coming up for the Tigers.
Tell you, I don't know if we've got a replay of that, but you would see number 34, Blake Charles, come up and give a little massage to the ball carrier.
He was in on it along with Coleman.
Wow.
And it appears as though the Tigers are going to try a field goal.
Young man has a tremendous leg. This would be a 52-yarder.
John Dos Santos has the leg, and it's good from 52 yards. The transfer student from Sao Paulo, Brazil, puts Paintsville back in the lead.
Oh, man, are we set for some kind of high school football game this evening? I'll say it just doesn't look like a Class A affair in the mountains, okay? You got a lot of fans and a lot of great players, but Tanner, I don't know if there's any college coaches watching, but there are a bunch of young men who can play at the next level in this game. It's not just number 15 of the Tigers, Cash Daniel, that can get it done. What a kick.
Longest one we've seen all year on Game of the Week.
Yeah, of course, the young man Tyler Pack for Johnson Central here in town, of course, playing this evening. He's got the state record for those things and state record for a punt as well. So some pretty good kicking game going on here in Johnson County. Of course, Johnson Central on the road this evening, so tremendous game there.
And now Dos Santos will kick it away.
He's got enough leg to get it to the end zone. There's really not any wind to speak of. Last time Gerald got his hands on it inside the 10-yard line. He's standing down around the 7 or 8.
And a deep kickoff that Gerald will catch in the end zone and a touchback. Boy, Dos Santos is having himself a ball game.
Well, they talk about all the aspects here, offense, defense, special teams, and you see the impact that young man is having here. Of course, the rules in Kentucky high school football, once the ball goes to the end zone, you can't run it out. So if you're wondering why Gerald was forced to give it to referee Joe Steffen, that's the rule. Now the big guys up front for Pikeville. I got to believe that number 45, Pugh, the senior running back, will get his hands on it a lot.
One touchdown already tonight, and the first man through gets it here. It's A.J. Vanderbeck to the outside, still on his feet. Vanderbeck has a first down run out shy of the 45-yard line. Good start for Pikeville to this drive. Boy, we've seen a little bit of everything so far in this game. A 52-yard field goal, the chains breaking on the first down markers. Offensive explosion. Neither team has stopped the other so far tonight.
Right.
They had the kickoff return for a touchdown by Kent Phelps of Paintsville.
Well, it could have been a 6-3 finish or something like that with only 4 first downs in the game, but that's not what you've tuned in for, fans.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Pikeville out to the 44. Around the edge, it's Vanderbeck again, and he's tripped up by Chris Allen. Still picked up about 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Panthers.
Got 23, Chris Allen, the freshman defensive back. Also number 5, Dalton Daniel, sophomore defensive back. A lot of good young players in this ball game. I think Pikeville just kind of trying to explore that corner, the edge, try to get there, but I really believe that the bread and butter is going to be up the middle behind Coleman and Edmonds.
Likely the final play of the first quarter, 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Pugh up the middle, tackled about a yard shy of the first down. So we'll have 3rd and 1 for Pikeville in Paintsville territory as the Panthers trail the Tigers by a field goal after 1 quarter here in the Class A semifinals on this TV and WYMT.com. Start of the second quarter here in the Class A semifinals. Pikeville trailing Paintsville by a field goal, but in Tiger territory, 3rd and 1, flag down as Pugh appeared to run for the first down. They did not blow the play dead, so it wasn't a false start. Our head referee, Joe Steffen, with the call here.
Looks like he's talking with the guys in Paintsville, so he certainly would take the penalty if it's against Pikeville.
That's an illegal formation. They didn't blow the play dead for the false start, so.
McNamee talking with the guys. You're going to have to deal with the 5 yards added here, making it 3rd and 6. Tough call in a game like this. Paintsville sort of cheating up close to the line of scrimmage with those linebackers. Don't know if they might try the fake to Pugh and pop something over the top for the big play.
3rd down and 6 on the rollout. Battle looking to throw. Caught for a first down in Paintsville territory as Cody Charles made the catch before being tackled by Chris Allen. And the Panthers, despite the penalty, they're able to overcome that and still move the sticks.
Excellent play call by Coach Chris McNamee there as he gives his quarterback Battle the option to run or throw off the play fake. And he finds number 33, Cody Charles, a young man. I don't believe the Charles boys come off the field for Coach McNamee, and it's a good reason, huh? Those guys can play.
On first down, they go back to Pugh, straight up the middle. Derek Pugh gets to the second level. First down inside the 30-yard line as he is just absolutely chewing up that Tiger defense. James Allen made the stop, but not before Pugh ran for another first down as we see another look on the Deskins Motors instant replay.
Great blocking point of attack. You saw 30 there. Keaton, linebacker, try to come through and make the stop, but Pugh, powerful runner, able to get another first down. Unofficially 6 in the game for Pikeville, 4 for Paintsville, but really everybody scoring every time they touch it. Paintsville the last time only got a field goal. Just Pikeville able to score a touchdown and get the lead here for the first time.
They pitch it out to Pugh this time. Paintsville ready for it, but Derek still able to drag tacklers for a gain of about 5. In on the stop for Paintsville, Scotty Sexton, who had the 2 fumble recoveries when these two teams met back in September.
Now the game begins to slow down to some degree, Tanner, and those powerful guys up front are making plays. This game's going to be won in that trench there. White shirts and blue shirts going at one another.
2nd and 5, it's Pugh again, hit near the line of scrimmage and dropped for a modest gain as Trent Childers was the guy who brought him down that time. And again, Pikeville faces a 3rd down. They've been able to convert all of them so far in this game, and the Panthers will have to come up with another conversion here to keep this drive going as it's 3rd and 2.
A lot of pressure on 55, Trent Childers, senior linebacker for this team. Of course, we've mentioned Paintsville playing without their leader, Cash Daniel, so the other linebacking guys going to have to step up.
Run up the middle, that's Pugh, close to the first down. He just needed 2 yards. Have to see where they spot it. Actually, they may have been Vanderbeck. They faked it to Pugh. We'll see where the officials spot the football. And they give him the first down. Now, if he got 2 yards, he got right at 2 yards. Just enough to move the chains. 8th play of the drive coming up for Pikeville. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line of the Tigers. Four receivers for Battle, has Pugh to his right in the backfield. And he'll throw it out quickly to Clay Sloan, looking for some blocks on the edge. Doesn't get them, but still able to pick up about 6 yards, maybe 7, depends on the spot. Chris Allen made the stop, and actually they gave him a better spot than what we could tell up here. They gave him enough for the first down.
Yep.
As he went out of bounds at the 7-yard line of Paintsville. So it's 1st and goal from there for the Pikeville Panthers, trying to get to their first state title game in 24 years.
Wide receivers do a great job on both of these teams blocking downfield. That time helping Sloan to get the first down.
I formation, and a penalty flag comes in, and it is another false start against Pikeville. 3 penalties tonight against the Panthers. Paintsville has yet to be whistled.
We saw a little movement up front there by Pikeville. I think Paintsville was a little out of position there and drawing the attention of 56 Salyer, offensive right tackle there for Pikeville, and he sort of saw the movement from the corner of his eye and jumped. Still, though, difficult for Paintsville to stop Pikeville here down deep, Tanner. They're going to be in that I formation and pound them.
1st and goal from the 12. First man through. That's Blake Charles, rambling his way down inside the 5-yard line. They'll spot him at the 4, so that's a gain of 8, and it will now be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line.
Just putting a hat on a hat, pushing guys out of the way and running awfully hard.
How about the way that Pikeville offensive line has played so far tonight, opening all kinds of holes, and like you said, Jim, that time it was just my best versus your best, and they really pushed the Tiger defense off the ball. Gave Charles enough running room. 2nd and goal from the 4. 10th play of the drive here from Pikeville, looking for the lead. Battle keeping, and he's going to be tackled short. Nice job by the Tiger defense, led by Christian Keaton, of wrapping Battle up, and it's 3rd and goal.
Saw Battle there, just a sophomore. Play kind of blew up a little bit, but he stayed smooth. Made something positive happen. Could have been caught behind the line of scrimmage. Certainly this is 4-down territory for Coach Mack.
3rd and goal from the 2. Battle gives it to Pugh, straight up the middle. Derek Pugh is into the end zone, and for the first time tonight, Pikeville has the lead.
Oh, great blocking point of attack, and the fans love it across the way as Pikeville takes their first lead of this game. Pugh into the end zone once again for his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
11-play drive, covers 80 yards. Pugh punctuates it, and now Heffington looking to put a bow on it with the extra point to put the Panthers up by 4 off the hold of Vanderbeck, and it's good. And that gets us to a break. 21-17 Pikeville. More after this in the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. After Derek Pugh's 2nd touchdown run of the night, Pikeville has a 21-17 lead and will now kick back to the homestanding Paintsville Tigers, who are looking to stay perfect on the year. They're 13-0 right now after defeating Paris 48-28 in the Class A playoffs last week. That was the game that Cash Daniel got dinged up, hurt his MCL, not playing tonight. Huge loss for Paintsville, but so far the Tigers holding their own, playing very inspired without their leader and star player. Another short kick, and this time it's taken by Ben Daniels, looking to get to the outside, and Daniels will be dropped by Blake Charles at about the 45-yard line. Daniels lost his helmet. No penalty, though.
Ben, he's trying to tell the official, how do I lose my helmet unless somebody grabbed it and tore it off of me, but don't know if we have a replay of that, but Daniels disconsolate there. Let's take a look here, Tanner. I believe he just gets a hard hit and the chin strap pops, but we'll see here. And, well, I don't know, Tanner. There could have been a grab there. Helmets usually don't just fly off, not the new kind anyway.
1st and 10 at the 44 for the Tigers, their own 44. Phelps trying to cut it back, can't do it, as Brennan Goebel got him by the legs and wouldn't let him go. Picked up a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Tigers.
Takes a team to win a game. Goebel, senior linebacker, defensive end, just simply play came to his area. He makes the play. Big stop. Paintsville, as the game grinds on, not having nearly as much success on 1st down, Tanner.
On 2nd and 9, it's Phelps again. Had a hole initially, but it closed up fast. He picked up about 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers, who are 12th in the state in offense at 42.5 points per game. Also 12th in scoring margin, as they're outscoring their opponents by 28. 387 yards per game. 73% of those yards coming on the ground. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 6. A lot of movement. And I think it's going to be a false start against the Tigers.
March them back 5 more yards.
First penalty on Paintsville tonight, and it is now 3rd and 11. Not the situation the Tigers wanted to find themselves in.
Couple of things here, Tanner. If you can't get the 1st down, you do have a solid kicking game, but you can't turn it over here. You can sort of feel Pikeville getting some of the momentum their way. Frankly, when you drive the ball 3 straight times, 80 yards for touchdowns, you get a little momentum.
On 3rd and 11, it's a handoff to James Allen. Nowhere to go, and it's 4th and long. And there's that man again, Blake Charles, coming up with the stop.
Yeah, those guys are really hitting hard on that field, Tanner. And see referee Joe Steffen there talking with the guys taking charge. This is a crew from the Central Kentucky area.
Isaac Lucas in on the stop as well for the Panthers, as Andrew Rice, the senior, will punt it for the first time tonight. First punt by either team. Chatlin Gerald back deep for the Panthers. Good snap, and Rice gets a lot of air under this one. A spiral punt. Takes a Panther bounce back out near the 35, where it will be downed. 4 minutes and some change remaining here before halftime. Pikeville would love to add another score and make this a 2-possession lead at the break.
Only the 4th time Pikeville has their hands on it here, as we have just a little over 4 minutes to play first half. Possessions come at a premium in a game like this. Last time both teams got their hands on it about 8 times, 4 per half.
Best starting field position of the night for Pikeville at its own 36-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Wyatt Battle awaits the snap. He's been good tonight, and so is that guy, Derek Pugh. Not a whole lot of running room, though. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage before he's driven backward by Silas Stambo. And it's 2nd and 10.
But they were able to shed the blocks up front. Coach McNamee using some different guys. Really a couple of different units up front. You saw 52 Isaac Lucas, 64 Nathan Campoy being substituted in and doing a good job as Pikeville, I think, trying to set the team up with a tough 4th quarter. 2nd
and 10, they go back to Pugh. A little better result this time as he scrapes for 3 yards. 3rd down and 7 coming up. But so far on this drive, that Paintsville run defense, which had been gashed every time so far tonight, standing up a little better.
We really haven't seen Pikeville go to the passing game. Go to number 1, Chatlin Gerald. You see him there. They'll send him to the top of your screen, and number 7, Andrew McNamee, son of the coach, to the near side.
3rd and 7. Battle bobbled the snap, but regains it, throws it complete. McNamee and he is tackled right near the first down marker. It's going to depend on the spot. McNamee made the catch, was driven out of bounds right at the 46-yard line, which is what
be a little shy, Tanner.
That's what they needed for the first down.
I think this is actually going to be marked right about.
They put it at the 45 and a half, so they are a half-yard shy.
Still an opportunity here for Pikeville to get the first down and chew up the rest of this clock.
What a big stop this would be for Paintsville if they can prevent Pikeville from picking up this 4th and inches, and now the officials signal for a timeout. Maybe they're going to talk about this spot a little more.
They really don't have that luxury. It is 4th down, but I thought maybe they might have the chain gang come over for the official measurement. But you can see clearly to the top of your screen there, they have to get beyond the 46-yard line to get the first down.
4th and inches, and a timeout by Chris McNamee of Pikeville.
You remember the last time they called timeout when they had the football, they were able to get Cody Charles absolutely lonesome in the left flat off the play fake. So Coach McNamee talking with his guys upstairs here to decide what to do. Outstanding coaching staffs on both sides. Chris McNamee, Joe Chirico do the great job.
And I think you could make an argument either way you wanted to go here. For Pikeville, your defense came up with a big stop on the last possession. Appears as though the defense is starting to play better. You can punt it away, try to pin Paintsville deep because you have a good special teams unit. And you also have a 4-point lead. And you'll get the ball to start the second half. But the offense is back out there.
Well, at worst, if you're Pikeville, you could, if you're not planning on going for it, you could try the hard count to draw Paintsville off the line and get the freebie here. But I believe Coach McNamee realizes that to win a state championship, you got to take some chances.
4th and inches, big play late here in the second quarter. Pugh has the first down. He needed half a yard and got about 2 as he's out to the 49-yard line, and a new set of sticks for the Panthers.
Outstanding senior running back, number 45, Derek Pugh. It's another first down for Pikeville and keeps this drive alive.
I don't think anyone in the place tonight had any doubt who that ball was going to, as we have a packed house here at Memorial Field, standing room only. Lots of fans, of course, have lined the perimeter of the field on the rails watching this one, as another timeout called by Pikeville. 124 seconds remaining in our second quarter. Panthers with a 4-point lead over Paintsville in a game that's seen its share of action so far. And to recap some of that action, we go down to Josh Ball.
Pikeville quarterback Wyatt Battle, 80% completion rate, folks. That's the real deal. 8-1 as a starter, 3 picks all season long. Those 3 picks came in one game against Belfry, who is playing tonight in the state semifinals as well. Tanner and Jim, back to you.
Well, thanks, Josh. And as he mentioned, Battle just 3 interceptions on the season. They all came against Belfry. He only had 1 incompletion in Pikeville's win over Hazard last week in the Class A playoffs. He's been stellar, and he's played well tonight as well, as his team leads by 4, looking to tack on another score here before the break. 1st and 10 Panthers at their own 49-yard line. Battle rolling out of the pocket, looking to throw. Now he fakes a man, and he will throw it near the line of scrimmage, complete to Vanderbeck down inside the 25-yard line, but a penalty on the field. I believe that Battle may have been across the line of scrimmage when he threw that pass.
You know, I don't know so much about that, but I'm guessing that some offensive linemen were downfield for sure because of the hustling play there by number 30, Christian Keaton. You're going to see him come from his linebacking slot and make the quarterback Battle double pump, and right there he goes. And Tanner, you were right. He was right on the sticks, but I believe that one was some linemen downfield would be the different signal behind the back for the illegal forward pass. But you were right on that as Battle had sort of leaked out to the left there. But what you saw there was the smoothness of the sophomore quarterback under duress and just how much better he's gotten with each and every game. You know, if you're Pikeville here, you want to score and you want to chew up as much clock as you can. You don't want to give Paintsville another shot.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Derek Pugh the carry, and he has about 3. Tackled by Christian Keaton. It'll be 2nd and long as
Keaton making an impact, just a freshman. Tanner, let's remember, Pikeville gets their hands on it to begin the second half. So Coach McNamee just wants to keep the ball offensively for the next few moments and get another opportunity in the second half.
They call it a gain of 4, so it's 2nd and 11. Battle, pump faking. Now he's going deep down the sideline. Has Gerald, and it's incomplete. Covered on the play by Luke Trimble, and it's 3rd down. Outstanding job by Trimble of hanging in there and breaking up that pass.
Certainly was. Gerald had a step on him. Young man is outstanding. Certainly should be playing at the next level next year. But Trimble, senior defensive back linebacker, able to stay with him somehow, knock it away at the last moment.
Also the first incompletion tonight.
Wow, well, Josh said he was 80%, so.
It was 4 of 5 prior to that pass. 3rd and 11 here for Pikeville. You wonder how aggressive they'll be. With a 4-point lead. Battle facing a blitz. They've got the screen set up to Vanderbeck. And Vanderbeck is tackled a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. He needed the 41-yard line of Paintsville. He's down about the 43. And a timeout called with 44 seconds showing on our first half clock.
Another great play call by Pikeville there. As you saw Paintsville coming with the blitz. Silas Stanball was all over quarterback Battle, but he calmly drew him sort of into the spider's lair and then tossed it for the near first down. Pikeville, you see on our Appalachian Wireless scoreboard there, out of timeouts. Paintsville does have 1 remaining in this first half.
4th and 2. I guess the argument for going for it here is give yourself a shot to put up some more points before halftime, or you could try to punt it, pin Paintsville back deep, and an offense that struggled on its last possession would have to go farther if they wanted to try to score before halftime. And as you mentioned, Jim, the Pikeville Panthers, the beneficiaries of the second half kickoff.
I like what Coach McNamee's doing here, Tanner. I think at the very least they'll try to draw them off sides, but to win a championship, you've got to make some big plays. You got to take some chances. You got to show some confidence in those big guys up front and your quarterback, and that's what Coach Mack's doing here.
4th and 2. It's a pitch to Pugh. And Derek Pugh has the first down and more. He's still on his feet before finally being upended at the 30-yard line. So the clock will stop while they reset the sticks. Pikeville does not have a timeout remaining.
Take a look here. You're going to see just great blocking. Those wideouts block really well. Pugh keeps those legs moving, and you see Stanbaugh, 28, comes up, makes the tackle, and the helmet goes flying that time.
1st and 10, clock running. Battle looking to throw. Now he's pressured, flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, and he throws. Caught! That's Clay Sloan at the 10-yard line. And it's a first down, but the clock will stop while they reset the sticks. And the but is that Pikeville has an injured player back at the 35-yard line. Looks like a lineman.
Yeah, I hate to see that, Tanner. I'm not sure we couldn't pick up which one of the young men went down. And looks like it may be a little bit of the left leg there, calming the young man down. Hopefully he's just got the wind knocked out of him and he's able to spring around.
I believe that's Dalton Mead, the senior offensive tackle, getting looked at by the Pikeville coaches, trainers. We'll You see him there blocking, number 55.
Yeah, and he goes down kind of in a heap. Oh, goodness, it's sort of clutching at his knee there. So I hope Dalton able to come off and field. You see the Tigers there down on one knee. They know a little something about knee injuries as a team, don't they?
They do. How big of a touchdown would this be for Pikeville, and how backbreaking of a score would it be for Paintsville to give up if the Panthers punch it in the end zone here before halftime?
And get their hands on it again. You see young men there, but this could be a real swing offensively for Pikeville. Medical staff taking their time with senior offensive tackle Dalton Meade, and hope the young man's able to put a little pressure on that. Looks like he is, so it's a good sign. But we'll check with Josh to see if he's able to return.
Meade and the entire Pikeville offensive line has just been stellar tonight.
And they have been playing a lot of guys up front, Tanner. Different jerseys have been coming in there.
All right, here we go. First and goal from the 9. Clock running now, down to 15 seconds. Battle, rolling, throwing to the end zone. Catch, Gerald. Touchdown, Panthers. Check it, McNamee. McNamee made the catch, number 7. And it's good for 6 points as Pikeville increases its lead.
Saw the quarterback battle covered up, and he finds McNamee covered really well in the end zone, but the son of the coach goes up and just picks it out of the air for 6 points. Looks like 55 Dalton Meade is probably in on the special teams. They may have to go with one less guy here. See the play clock still above, still just 12 seconds to go. They've got plenty of time.
Denton Heffington, 3 of 3 on extra points tonight, out of the hold of A.J. Vanderbeck. And Heffington is now 4 for 4, and it's an 11-point lead for Pikeville, 28-17. Back to the touchdown pass from Battle to Andrew McNamee, the son of head coach Chris McNamee, working against Phelps, and he comes down with the grab.
What a play. Quarterback Battle rolling to his left, puts it up just beyond the outstretched fingertips of defensive back Kim Phelps. And touchdown to Andrew McNamee, the junior wideout, another one of these fine young players taking part in this game. And now with 9 seconds left, you figure Pikeville will just kind of squib it up front.
Well, you wonder if that's the touchdown that really takes the air out of the sails of these Tigers, who so far tonight have played very inspired without star quarterback and linebacker Cash Daniel in the lineup. Out tonight after injuring his MCL in the win over Paris last Friday.
Well, frankly, Pikeville hasn't been stopped in this game, Tanner. They've had 4 possessions and unofficially driving at 73, 70, 80, and then that last drive of 65 yards to pay dirt. So simply an offensive juggernaut that can't be stopped so far in this ballgame.
There's only been 1 stop by either team tonight, and that was on the previous possession when Paintsville ended up punting it. It's the only punt that's taken place tonight, as we have a kickoff set to go here from Denton Heffington. He's kicked them all short since Phelps ran that one back, and this one is fallen upon at the 40-yard line by Silas Stambo. So 8 seconds to go. Paintsville does have a timeout left for what it's worth, but they're 60 yards away from the end zone without their traditional starting quarterback in the game.
Certainly Cash Daniel, where he playing, has the arm to sling it high and long, some 50, 60 yards. Not sure here that they have the arm here with Allen.
Allen runs play action. He'll put this one up for Phelps, and it's intercepted by Wyatt Battle. So the man who plays quarterback for Pikeville comes up with the pick there. Still 0.8 of a second showing on the first half clock, so Pikeville will get one more play.
Not sure, was there a flag down on the play? See the officials huddling back at the line of scrimmage.
There is a flag down on the far side of the field. Our view's obstructed by the officials. That's why you can't quite see it, but it is laying there on the ground.
Referee Joe Steffen will come up with the signal.
That's a personal foul against Pikeville and against Paintsville, offsetting personal fouls.
I'm going to guess that was after the possession, so Pikeville will retain possession.
And an 11-point lead with one play remaining here before halftime. Battle has a good arm, but he'll be 67 yards.
And they'll have to be ready to go here.
Excuse me, 63 yards. Line of scrimmage is away from the goal line. And they'll just take a knee and get to halftime. Pikeville leading Paintsville 28-17. The Panthers are 1/2 away from advancing to their first state title game in 24 years. Welcome back here to Memorial Field at Paintsville, and we welcome you inside the press box along with Jim Frazier and sideline reporter Josh Ball. I'm Tanner Hesterberg. 28-17 our halftime score. Pikeville able to get that touchdown right before the break as they lead Paintsville. That was a wild and wacky and action-packed first half of high school football. Partner, your impressions.
It really was. We even had the chains break, but able to put those things back together and play some great football. I think you just saw two outstanding teams, and it was something that we said in the open. There's a lot of good young players in this ball game. It's not just Cash Daniel, but certainly Daniel is missed more defensively than offensively. Pikeville's gotten their hands on it with a smooth sophomore quarterback in White Badley. Looks like White Earp out there. That may be his nickname. They may call him Earp because he is smooth. He can pull the trigger. And with that kind of confidence, Tanner, it just bleeds into everyone else's game.
We talked about how important Cash Daniel is to this Paintsville team. Let's take a look at kind of how the last couple of years have shaken out for Cash, because he went from relative unknown to now being one of the highest regarded linebackers in the country. He had that leg injury versus these Pikeville Panthers back in 2013. Early on, missed the rest of the season. Comes back in April of 2015, a breakout performance at the Rivals.com camp in Charlotte, North Carolina. And remember, that was after Paintsville also knocked Pikeville out of the playoffs last year. So between that and the regular season win, they've won 2 in a row against the Panthers. But getting back to the Cash timeline, 4th of July this year, he commits to Kentucky over Louisville and South Carolina. And then back on September 4th here at Memorial Field, Cash scores the game-winning 2-point conversion to defeat Pikeville 23-22 as the Tigers won that one in comeback fashion. And they don't have him tonight. He has that sprained MCL that he suffered against Paris last Friday, and his absence certainly noticeable. Let's go down on the field to Josh Ball, who's with Chris McNamee.
Here with Pikeville head coach Chris McNamee. And coach, you've got one half out of the way, but as we talked, you have another half to play.
Yeah, it's a big half right here. They scored early on us during the first half, so we got to come out and play great defense and keep moving the ball offensively.
I think everyone's seen the difference in Wyatt Battle at quarterback. He gives you that dual threat, and he takes some of the pressure off Pugh. But in retrospect, Pugh has carried this team in the first half. Does he feel the sense of urgency that this could be his final game, and even at the worst-case scenario, he has one more to go?
Definitely. I think, state semifinals, I think all our guys feel that sense of urgency, and just excited to be in the spot we're in. We've got to grind it out this second half and see how it turns out.
Tanner and Jim, back to you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Josh. The halftime thoughts of Pikeville coach Chris McNamee, his Panthers leading Paintsville 28-17. We'll take a break and come back with the second half here in the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Which of these two teams will go to state? Second half is coming up. Pikeville leads Cash Danielus Paintsville 28-17 at the break. Panthers will get a chance to add to their lead to start the second half. Josh is down on the field with Paintsville coach Joe Chirico.
Here with Paintsville coach Joe Chirico. And coach, you gave up a tough score there. What kind of adjustments are you going to have to make in this second half to come out victorious?
It's got to be a better tackler. We've had our shots and we've not made a tackle one. I think they scored on every possession they had it. We just got to be better tacklers.
Pugh is obviously a great running back, but Battle, really gives them a dual threat. What are you going to have to do in the second half to contain him?
Pressure the quarterback. He's standing back there just all day to throw it. We got to get some heat on him.
Good deal. Well, guys, one more half to go from the Ville to the hill. Tanner and Jim, back to you.
Josh, thanks. And Joe Chirico said it, poor tackling for his defense there in that first half. And he was also correct in his assessment that Pikeville did score on all 4 of its possessions.
Yes, and you kind of wonder here. You see the Paintsville kicker there. He certainly has the leg, does DeSantos.
Had a 52-yard field goal in that first half.
You wonder if maybe the onside kick here certainly has the leg to get it to the end zone.
Gerald and Sloan, the 2 deep men for Pikeville. Dos Santos, that big leg set to kick this one away. Has a touchback tonight in addition to his 52-yard field goal. He's kicked really well. A new weapon for Joe Chirico, newfound weapon here in the playoffs. And he gets a lot of leg under this one, but Gerald will take it from his 2-yard line, able to make the play. And Gerald with a head of steam. Cuts to the outside, but he's tackled at about the 33-yard line. Nice job of wrapping him up by Christian Keaton. So this is a series that very well could determine this ball game, Jim, because Paintsville, I would say this is a must-stop situation for the Tigers.
I would too, and I would expect a real test between the tackles here with number 45 as you see him sort of get the deep breath behind Battle.
Now Pugh will get the carry. They'll run Pugh right up the middle, and he picks up 5, maybe 6 yards as he's out to about the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
I would expect a steady diet of that until Paintsville proves they can stop it. Certainly that type of attack chews up the clock, makes it a shorter second half, and that's what Coach McNamee wants.
Pugh ran for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns against Hazard last week as we have some movement here and a penalty flag. It's against Paintsville, and that will be enough to give Pikeville the first down. The Tigers had just 1 penalty in that first half, so only 2 on them tonight after that one is marked off, and now it's 1st and 10 for Pikeville out to the 44-yard line.
First down of this second half.
A 1st down and 10 for the Panthers.
And as I said, Tanner, I expect 45 to get his hands on it between the tackles.
And he gets another 1st and 10 carry and bulldozes his way for 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up for Pikeville, which entered tonight at 11 and 2, trying to get to the state title game.
Tanner, you see number 59, Logan Coleman, senior lineman, coming off there, and he's sort of grabbing his hip a little bit. Certainly, Coach McNamee has used a lot of guys, almost 2 separate units up front, but Coleman, 4-year starter, unable to return, that would be a big blow for Pikeville.
On 2nd and 7, it's Pugh again, and Derek Pugh has 6.5, maybe 7 yards. He might have enough for the first down. We'll have to see where they spot the football. Well, you called it. They were going to run this one between the tackles and just try to club Paintsville on this drive. So far, that's what they've done. They marked Pugh about 2 feet shy of the first down, so it's 3rd and short here for the Panthers.
See so many young men getting the opportunity to play in this game for Pikeville. They are a deep, experienced football team.
3rd down and a half-yard, and Pugh has it and more. Derek Pugh rumbling down to the 31-yard line of Paintsville.
Great blocking point of attack, but a lot of that was done by number 45 himself. You'll see here, he gets a crease and quickly gets to that second level, protecting the football, dropping that shoulder pad level, giving the defenders really not a whole lot to shoot at other than thighs and shoulder pads.
That's really where Paintsville misses Cash Daniel. Cash, the number 3 rated inside linebacker in the country by 24/7 Sports. He was really good at blowing plays like that up. Bad snap. Tigers have it. They needed a big break, and they got one as Dalton Daniels comes up with a fumble recovery.
You see the sophomore get fired up, and the home crowd has something to cheer about. They trail by 11 here. Just a high snap and battle. One of the few times he's unable to corral it, and heady play by 28. Stambaugh well there, Tanner, to tackle the quarterback and not go for the football because that allowed his mate to come in and pick it up, Dalton Daniels.
Well, Paintsville picked up 3 Pikeville fumbles in the regular season meeting between these two squads as Phelps runs for 4 yards. And that was Pikeville's undoing. The reason they lost the game here back in September were those 3 turnovers.
See Paintsville going quick here, Tanner.
2nd down and 6. Another carry by Phelps straight up the middle, nothing doing. Driven backward by A.J. Vanderbeck and Blake Charles. Phelps took an absolute shot there to set up 3rd down.
Tell you, 15, Anthony Vanderbeck, senior. He's playing like it could be his last game. Young man hasn't come off the field the entire game.
Sugar huddle, 3rd and 4, play action, keeper by Allen, and he's driven down for no gain. Mikey McDonald in on the stop for the Panthers, and it's 4th down and about 3 yards. What will Joe Chirico do?
Got plenty of time on the play clock, so I would assume that they would at least try the hard count here. But they've had great success with Phelps in that Wildcat.
Can they capitalize on the fumble? Need to convert this 4th and 3. They'll pitch it to Phelps. He needs a block. Gets one, squirts out.
Ball came loose.
For the 1st down. Ball is out, and the Panthers have it. So 3 plays after recovering a fumble, Paintsville coughs it back up. Can't quite tell who made the recovery. It was Cody Dials, the former quarterback of this Panther squad, comes up with the big fumble recovery as Phelps put it on the deck.
You know, I'm not sure if Phelps knew. Well, that was a big hit there, and that was 58, Gunnar Edmonds. The gunner knocks it free. At first, I thought Phelps was going down, and he just fumbled it forward as kind of a smart play on 4th down. But that was a big hit by Gunnar Edmonds, the junior defensive and offensive lineman.
Pikeville takes over at midfield. They go right to the bread and butter. Derek Pugh has a 1st down, and he's chopped down at the 38-yard line of Paintsville by James Allen.
Just good old-fashioned football taking place right here, Tanner, as these big offensive and defensive lines try to show some dominance up front.
Midway through our 3rd quarter, that was Paintsville's chance to really try to recapture some of the momentum they had early in this game. Unable to capitalize on the fumble, they give it back themselves. 1st and 10, Pugh again. Now try the middle. Finds about 3 yards.
You see the guys there, they're going to have to calm it down just a little bit, but once again, pretty much what we thought, Tanner. It would be smash mouth football, try to take the fire out of your opponent, and a steady diet of number 45, Derek Pugh. Now the Charles boys, Cody and Blake, they can come in and play that hammer roll. As you see, number 15, Anthony Vanderbeck, he'll go off to the sidelines. He can do it as well and get to the edge, but 34, Blake Charles may get his hands on it a little bit.
2nd and 7, Pugh for the 3rd time in a row. Very close to a 1st down, and I think he's got it. Dalton Daniels made the stop, along with Trevor Preston.
Well, you see Derek there. That time he got behind 34, Blake Charles. Charles mowed down the defender. And number 45, Derek Pugh, with another fine game.
Panthers at the 26 of Paintsville, 1st and 10. And on the handoff battle was trying to hand it to Pugh, and then he kept it himself. Looked like he ran into his own guy, and then he was dropped by Scotty Sexton for a loss.
I think quarterback battle that time, just realizing he couldn't quite execute the handoff, does the wise thing realizing that his big guys up front have created the holes and his running backs running awfully hard. So what his mission was to just simply not turn the ball over.
On second down, play action in the flat, wide open. Vanderbeck flagged down as he's ridden out at about the 10-yard line. Good enough for a first down, but we'll have to check the flag.
Sort of in the area where it would be either a lineman downfield offensively or pass interference on Paintsville. So we'll see. A quiet suddenly comes, a hush comes over the field as we see here, but it's like Pikeville guys staying where they are, so looks like it is a holding call against Paintsville. Referee Joe Steffen here will be giving us the call.
And there it is, and
see
it'll be a first down. Yep.
Beautiful ball fake and the skill of Battle to be able to roll to his left, find Vanderbeck rather, and tackled by Allen inside the 10-yard line.
First and goal at the 8. They love to go to that I formation when they're in the red zone and just try to bully our way for a touchdown, do the Panthers. And now a restate of the call. And
well, then Pikeville declined the penalty, just went ahead and took the play because it was a bigger game.
From the 8-yard line, first and goal from the Panthers. Touchdown here would break this game open. First man through is Blake Charles.
And off the number 34, Charles.
Tackled there by 65, Scotty Sexton, as a couple of 225-pounders met right at the 5-yard line.
Charleston able to get it down to the 3. It's second and goal from there. I doubt the ball goes in the air any on this series.
Just tough test between the tackles here. Paintsville realizing that. Trying to shoot the gap.
On second and goal, another bad snap. Battle recovers, and he's tackled after losing a couple of yards. That's the second time in the last 2 possessions that Battle has mishandled a snap. Remember, they lost it, fumbled it away on the previous possession. Loss of 2, back to the 5. Third down and goal. Would be big if Paintsville can hold Pikeville to a field goal attempt.
Exactly, keep it a 2-score game. That's
right
where we are right now, a 2-score football game. But I gotta believe that Coach McNamee would call this 4-down territory and just try to pound it with 45.
Third and goal from the 5, up the middle, touchdown Pikeville. It's A.J. Vanderbeck, and I'm not sure he was touched.
Yeah.
That game is good for a touchdown, Pikeville.
Just watch the play fake here. You see 45 Pugh go to the left. Vanderbeck gets it on the quick hitter. He's in the end zone. Most of the defense went with Pugh. They knew they'd need a number of fellas to try and stop him. And Anthony Vanderbeck has done a superb job both sides of the ball in this game. You see him there, number 15. He's the hands guy. He'll be the holder here.
First touchdown tonight for Vanderbeck. He has 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. He'll hold the extra point attempt, and Heffington will boot it through to put Pikeville up 35-17 and get us to a break. 4:14 to go here in the third quarter of the Class A state semifinals. A 6-play drive for Pikeville covers 50 yards, and the Panthers now lead Paintsville 35-17. Winner of this one will take on either Beechwood or Russellville next week in the Class A state championship game. And in the fourth quarter, Beechwood leads Russellville by 9 points, 34-25.
Wow.
Kickoff by Heffington.
There was a whistle before, Tanner. Stopped play. I didn't see a flag down.
That was an odd series of events. I guess they're going to re-kick it.
Yeah. There was a whistle before the young man kicked the football, so not sure that we had everybody set, so the officiating crew will organize and they'll go again.
I want to thank those of you who are tweeting along tonight using the hashtag Pikeville versus Paintsville. Pikeville vs. Paintsville, the official Twitter hashtag to use tonight to join in on the conversation, and so we can show your tweets during the broadcast tonight. And now they are moving the kickoff back 5 yards. So
Coach McNamee will see him in the corner of your screen there, perhaps with hands outstretched, wondering what the call was. And we'll just have to retreat to the other side. The guys in the striped shirts have the last word.
I still don't think they're going to kick it deep and give Phelps to run another kickoff back. He's already run one back tonight, back in the first quarter.
Right, it's just going to be a low line drive deal. Actually, that last one worked out pretty good for him.
This is James Allen out to midfield before he's slung down by Blake Charles. A lot of hard hits tonight. And we've talked about how Kent Phelps needed to come up with a big game tonight in Cash Daniels' absence. Of course, Kent missed all of last year with a shoulder injury, missed the second half of the game against Pikeville back in September with a injury. He got hurt on a punt return, and he'll take the direct snap here. His team down 35-17. They need something good to happen in a hurry. Luke Trimble trying to provide a spark, and Luke runs for about 5 yards to set up 2nd and 5. Blake Charles ran him out of bounds.
Gotta like the way this linebacking core for Pikeville runs. Clay Sloan, number 11. The Charles boys, Cody, number 33, and Blake, number 34. Difficult to get the edge and turn the corner on those guys.
2nd and 5. Trimble in motion, Phelps keeping, and Kent Phelps has the first down, uses a good speed rush, and then keeps himself upright with a hand on the turf to pick up a couple additional yards before finally going out of bounds.
You saw the young man has played some quarterback here, 23, Chris Allen, with an excellent block downfield, but Phelps using that speed to get the edge and turn the corner. Coach McNamee and his defensive guys telling those linebackers to make the plays.
Gain of 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10. Trimble here on the carry. No blocking really materializes on the perimeter, and he'll be stopped before he can cut upfield. Charles again in on the stop. Vanderbeck helped him out. Boy, big number 34 has been so active tonight for that Panther D.
Boy, hasn't he, though? And of course, we mentioned big brother Austin, starting quarterback for 3 years here at Pikeville. He graduated last year. I'm going to guess he's in that mass of Panther faithful across the way, cheering his brothers on.
Loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12. Phelps has a lead blocker. He lost his footing. He had Darren Morris out in front of him. Morris unable to throw a block before Phelps is tripped up about 4 yards shy of the first down marker.
So we've got a replay of that one, Tanner, but the reason he went down was the other Charles boy, 33, Cody Charles, shot low, took down Phelps from the ankles.
Gain of 8, it's 3rd down and 4. Phelps on the pitch, has a convoy in front of him, and Phelps will be tackled about a yard shy of the first down. Charles in on the stop again, but that time Brennan Goebel gave the assist.
See the nice pitch here. Phelps will get it. Looked like this one was going to spring for more, but you see 28, that being Brennan Goebel, come up first man there. Charles finishes it off. Big call here.
4th down and 1. Phelps, bad snap, picks it up. He's dropped. Turnover on downs. And look who made the stop in the backfield, Blake Charles.
That is a turnover on downs.
There's that Panther following, and this time the snap comes, and Phelps intent upon trying to get that 4th down, maybe takes his eyes off of it a little bit, and the Charles boys finish him up quickly.
So the Panthers will take over at the 34-yard line, their own 34-yard line, with a big lead. a long touchdown drive here would pretty much put this game to rest. Battle hands off to Pugh. And Derek Pugh is upended by Chris Allen after a gain of 3 yards.
Good blocking point of attack, and it's just simply going to be a test up front each and every play for
Vanderbeek on the carry that time. Check it. As Vanderbeek and Pugh have been a two-headed monster for this Pikeville backfield tonight.
Now you see the center there, 59 Logan Coleman, back in the action. Good to see the young man able to come back and get a part of this game.
On 2nd down and 7. They'll try the left side. And this time it is Pugh. And he has about 3 yards. 3rd down coming up. Pikeville, a team that since it switched to Battle as quarterback, 8-1, the lone loss coming to the Belfry Pirates. They're in action tonight against Corbin. And Pulaski County has already won tonight, so that's one mountain team that will be in Bowling Green. Johnson Central was ahead of Wayne County at last check.
Wow.
Then you have the winner of this game, and then either Belfry or Corbin. We could have 4 mountain teams at stake. Pugh, nowhere to run. Nice job by Trent Childers of getting penetration and dragging Pugh down before he could get ahead of steam. And it's 4th down. We'll see if Pikeville punts for the first time tonight.
Going to guess they will here, Tanner. You see Battle coming off. It's a difference of about 12 seconds on the play clock and the 3rd quarter clock. Actually about 3 seconds, so they will have to snap this football.
First punt of the night coming up for the Panthers. And they fake it. Pugh up the middle, has the first down. What a call by Chris McNamee, as instead of punting it, they snap it straight to Derek Pugh, and he moves the chains.
I tell you, the Panther faithful love it, as state championship player Chris McNamee, now as head coach, wants to get to a state championship game as a head coach, and he makes the dazzling play.
Well, he's 1 quarter away as Pikeville leads Paintsville 35-17. We're 12 minutes away from finding out who will play for a Class A state title.
Pikeville thought they had the backbreaker there. The score would have made it 41-17. As you see the signal there from referee Joe Steffen. This game was Paintsville's in the lead 17-14 after 1 quarter of play. Pikeville's managed to shut them out the rest of the way and put up 21 points.
Panthers still in business here at the Paintsville 37, 1st and 10, and Vanderbeek rushes for a couple of yards before being tackled by Trent Childers. Dalton Daniels helped on the tackle as well. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Pikeville. Panthers looking for their first state championship appearance since 1991. Paintsville hasn't been there since 85, of course.
Been a while.
Pikeville had the three-peat back in the late 80s under Hillard Howard.
Chris McNamee, head coach there, was part of the original group. A lot of the folks there would tell you that was the best of those state championship teams.
Flag down here, play blown dead, and it's offsides against Paintsville. Tigers have committed 4 penalties tonight, Pikeville 6.
Certainly if you're Coach Joe Chirco in Paintsville, you have 2 enemies now. That's Pikeville and the clock. Just a little over 11 minutes to play for an opportunity to play in a state championship game. And once again, Pikeville has pretty much kept the ball between the tackles, Tanner, in this second half, as we thought they would.
2nd and 3, Pugh on the carry, close to the first down. Of course, Paintsville, when it defeated Pikeville here back in September, took over the top spot in most of the polls in Class A in the state, and the Tigers have not relinquished the penthouse since then. 13-0. You know, they were 13-0 another time, Jim, 1978, And the running backs coach on that team was a man by the name of Bill Mike Runyon.
Yeah.
3rd and 2 for Pikeville at the 29 of the Tigers. They'll pitch it to Pugh, and Derek Pugh appears to have enough for the first down. I'm not sure there's a running back that's better at keeping his legs moving after taking initial contact than Derek Pugh is.
Absolutely, Tanner. And just like so many of the outstanding running backs, he seems to get stronger as the game goes on. You see him taking some deep breaths there. In the first game that these teams played, he handled it some 30 times with a hip pointer. So even though he's breathing hard, I would anticipate he's ready to go again.
On 1st and 10, Vanderbeck gets the carry. Some misdirection. He lost the football. Tigers have it. Well, just when it looked like Paintsville was about to absorb the knockout blow, they force a turnover. Down 35-17. 10 minutes and some change. This one's not over yet, partner.
I tell you. Great job. I think that might have been 65, Scotty Sexton, the junior defensive lineman that got a hand in there. And certainly, if you're a running back or a ball carrier, let's say in this game, you've got to secure the football, number 1.
On 1st and 10, Allen will pitch it back to Phelps. Kent hasn't really got going in this second half, but he'll be lassoed down here. Wanted a horse collar penalty.
Wow.
No flag.
There is a flag. I think, don't you see the flag? Wasn't there a flag there? No flag. I don't know if we've got another look. I believe there was a flag there. Let's take a look. Sometimes this can be a difficult thing to see. You see the double team there on Cody Charles, but let's look here. We're looking, and
you can't tell if he was inside the shoulder pads or had the jersey, and now the flag comes out.
Yeah, I think the flag was there in a position, Tanner, that we couldn't see it, and the fans couldn't see it either because basically everyone in the ballpark is standing either on this side, the press box side, or across the way. So your view of the sidelines is somewhat obliterated, but the flag was down there the whole time, and a big first down for Paintsville.
All the way out near midfield. They put it at the 49 of Paintsville. And they'll run the same play to the other side, only this time Phelps was looking to throw. He'll be dropped for a big loss. That play never got going for Paintsville, and Brendan Goebel made sure of it as he wrapped Phelps up for the loss.
Goebel came strong, makes the stop. Another one of the senior defensive players here for Coach McNamee. Certainly Phelps was intent on looking long, trying to get it to Allen.
Loss of 9 yards back to the 40 at 2nd and 19 now. And the handoff will go to Phelps, and Kent is stood up after a gain of 3. 3rd and long for the Tigers.
52, Isaac Lucas with the massage for the ball carrier. Phelps giving it all he's got. Really impressed with Pikeville and how many players they're using in this game for Class A football. Got a lot of guys contributing, and Coach Mack doing a super job.
3rd and 16. Pitch to Phelps. Around the edge, and he's knocked out of bounds. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage, plus a yard or 2, and it's 4th and a cab ride here. Paintsville may be forced to go for it.
Now you're going to see another little massage delivered by 34, Blake Charles. Also a big 45, Derek Pugh up there. A couple of guys that really don't come off the field much. Paintsville going to be forced to send in Rice to punt.
It's 4th and 13. Tigers at their own 46.
We've seen 4th down trickery before.
Down 18 points. You're down 3 possessions. I'm going to punt it back to Pikeville. Sloan will let it bounce, and it kicks back to about the 26, where it's down by Dylan Howard. So now Pikeville will go into full clock control mode with this sizable lead. 7 minutes and 38 seconds away from playing for a state championship.
Paintsville led 17-14 at the end of one quarter. It was 28-17 at the half, 35-17 at the end of three. And let's go down to Josh Ball quickly.
Paintsville coach Joe Cherico talked about taking advantage of opportunities. Pikeville's had several turnovers. Paintsville unable to turn them into points, and time is running out if they want their first state championship berth in a very long time here in Paintsville.
Yeah, since 1985 to be exact, 30 years the last time Paintsville played for a state title, as Pugh has a good run to start this drive for Pikeville.
The Pikeville team that's really only been thwarted one time. Pugh breathing heavily.
Pugh hitting the backfield. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Nice job by the Tiger defense. After this play, we'll tell you a little bit about the series history between these two teams. We have records of them going back to like 1920. They played in the 1920s. Both of these teams have had athletic programs for a long, long time. They've been going at it a while. Pikeville leads the all-time series and the modern series, which is what we'll focus a little more on after this 3rd down and 6 play. And a timeout called by Pikeville. And on that note, let's take a look at the series history like we promised you. Pikeville and Paintsville. Since 1999, Pikeville leads the series 18-3, including, Jim, 14 straight wins for the Panthers from 2002 to 14. Paintsville, though, has won the last 2, the regular season meeting here in September, and then the Tigers knocked Pikeville out of the playoffs last year in a big upset. Pikeville 3-1 all-time against Paintsville in the playoffs, looking to move that record to 4-1 tonight. Although it is worth pointing out, this is the first time these two teams have met in the playoffs here in Paintsville.
That sort of amazes me, Tanner, because these teams have, in the local Big Sandy area here, been so very strong. But you see, I think the key there on that graphic, Pikeville won 14 straight from 2002 to 2014. Just simply Cash Daniel and his ability to turn things around has made a big difference here for Paintsville.
3rd down and 6 for Pikeville. Battle looking to throw it here on 3rd and 6. Steps up in the pocket, fires complete. Gerald has the first down and goes down inbounds wisely. Pikeville will get a fresh set of sticks. Gerald, a little shaken up.
Man.
Let's go down to Josh for a report.
Tanner and Jim, Pikeville and Paintsville separated by 40-some miles of US 23. For Paintsville, it's been 30 years since they've played in a state championship game. For Pikeville, if the score remains, they will break a drought of 24 years. Won 3 consecutive state titles in the late 80s. Tanner and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Josh.
Of course, certainly one of the Pikeville folks are going to say is how's number 1 there. Good job by Battle to check down. They had Gerald not going deep, but just in a little flare, got the first down.
And they'll give it to Derek Pugh here. Actually, yeah, that was Pugh, straight up the middle for a couple of yards.
Now, if you're Paintsville, once again, you've got 2 enemies. It's Pikeville across the line from you, and that clock that ticks down inside 6 minutes now.
Now, Paintsville led this game 17-14, but since then, Pikeville has outscored them 21-0 to now lead at 35-17.
Wow.
You see Gerald getting a lift there on the sideline. We'll see if we can have Josh go check on that, as he was injured going down on that last completion as Wyatt Battles loose. Battles inside the 30. Ridden down at the 26-yard line of Paintsville. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers, who are in full control of this game and keep pouring it on.
Tell you, talk about playing at the next level. Number 10, Wyatt Battle. We tried to give him the nickname Wide Earp here. He could be the Earp, but the young man, he's smooth, and when he pulls the trigger, there's some problems for the opponent. Just looks smooth in that huddle, Tanner. Takes charge. You see him running back and forth to the coaches every play. Young man has played tremendous game.
On first down, they'll pitch it over to Pugh. Derek kicks it to the outside, makes a man miss, gets to the second level and does what Derek Pugh does, picks up tough yards, has the first down.
Tackle by number 30, Christian Keaton for the Tigers.
Good blocking here by the guys. You see the kick out block there by 64 Campoy, and on the edge as Pugh able to make you miss, and then it takes a couple of guys to bring the big guy down. It's another first down for Pikeville.
Panthers poised to advance to the state title game to play either Beechwood or Russellville. Likely Beechwood, as they led Russellville by 9 late in the fourth quarter at last check. Up the middle here with Blake Charles. He's spun down just shy of the 5-yard line.
Hard hitting by the blue shirts. Blake Charles, fundamentally sound. 2 hands on that football as he went through the line.
Well, this is a Pikeville team who's saying all year long has been return to dominance. They wanted to get the program back to the level they were at in the late 80s when they did have that three-peat. And to do that, you got to get there first, and Pikeville now less than 4 minutes away from getting back to Bowling Green. Up the middle, it's Charles. Couple of yards, close to the first down. They could get the first down at the 4-yard line. Charles tackled right at that spot. And we're going to get a timeout, maybe for a measurement.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Tanner. As the guys see 59 there, Logan Coleman, the senior center, 4-year starter, he'll get the huddle organized as well, but he had to come off early in the first half and was able to come back onto the field, so we were thrilled to see that occur. But right now, Chatlin Gerald, number 1, senior wideout for Pikeville, is being helped to the locker room.
Well, final score, Beechwood has defeated Russellville 34-25.
Beechwood returned to dominance. Coach Mike Yeagle, one of the real good guys, Tanner, in the business that I've worked with for some 30 years as the time passes, but always admired Beechwood and the program. Of course, Mike Yeagle not there anymore, but boy, did he lay the foundation. And I'm telling you, one of the all-time great guys.
So Beechwood will get the winner of this one next Thursday in Bowling Green. They had to move the schedule around because WKU's hosting the Conference USA Championship. 3rd and short here for Pikeville, and they'll play action. They'll throw it to Charles, caught for the touchdown. Cody Charles does it again.
You see Roop, Tanner Roop comes up there and gives Cody Charles the slam, and watch this ball fake here by quarterback battle. The sophomore, so smooth, puts it way up in the air and comes down perfectly. Charles with a nice catch and another score for the Pikeville Panthers as they break this one open with 3:20 to play.
And now 3 touchdown passes tonight for Wyatt Battle.
Great job.
Heffington's extra point is good. 42-17. It's just a formality now of running these last 3 minutes and 20 seconds off as the Pikeville Panthers are going to go to state, and their fans are starting to sense it across the way as the Paintsville Tigers, which have fought hard Going to come up short tonight. We'll take a break and come back with the conclusion of this one on this TV and WYMT.com. The Pikeville Panthers are headed to state after defeating Paintsville tonight 42-23. Josh is standing by with winning coach Chris McNamee.
With Pikeville head coach Chris McNamee, and coach, it's been 24 years. It's been a long time for this Pikeville community, but from the Ville to the hill, you're going to Bowling Green. How does it feel?
Yes, sir. It feels great. You know, this is what counts right back here. These guys celebrating. They've worked awful hard this year, and I'm so proud of them. And I just came in and fought a good Paintsville team tonight.
Derek Pugh, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wyatt Battle, he adds that dimension. You've talked about it. 9-1 now as a starter. Had 117 yards tonight and 3 touchdowns. Talk about those two and what they mean to your team.
Well, I think that, they just, like we talked about earlier, they take pressure off each other, and then you throw in a A.J. Vanderbeck, a Clay Sloan, a Chatlin Gerald, and our line improving the way they are. I really think that's helped us get to where we are.
What does this mean for this school and this community? You won 3 state titles back in the late 80s, but it's been a while. How's it going to feel to get Pikeville back at the state championship game? Well,
I've never done it from this end, so, I don't know. I thought I'm just tickled to death. I know we're a day early now. We play on Thursday night, but, we'll get back tonight, get it all figured out, and go. Hey, and I forgot to mention one other guy. My wife would kill me, but Andrew McNamee had a big game tonight, too.
Yeah, good deal. 150 wins last week. 151, you're going to remember this one.
Yeah, I will. But what I remember is the coaches that we have here and the players, just tremendous. And our community and school support's outstanding, as you know, Josh. Thank you.
Tanner and Jim, it's a 24-year drought. It's over for Pikeville. Back to you.
And there you see the hardware collected by the Panthers after their 42-23 victory tonight.
And how about the composure of the coach now? He says his wife's going to kill him if he doesn't brag about number 7, Andrew McNamee, a big touchdown catch and a lot of things. Now, I saw Chatlin Gerald, I believe, there, number 1. You see him sort of hobbling around here a little bit and able to move, and they had to help him off the field. Great to see young Gerald able to get out there and be part of the celebration. I know they'll need him if they're going to be able to take out Beechwood next week.
We'll be back to wrap it up after this in the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week on this TV and WYMT.com. And we welcome you inside the press box here at Memorial Field, and really we welcome you back inside a high school football press box for the final time this season as Pikeville has defeated the Paintsville Tigers 42-23 here tonight in Paintsville. The Panthers are moving on to the Class A state final. They will play Beechwood next Thursday in Bowling Green. Jim, your final thoughts on this one as we wrap it up?
Well, I just think we had a great year in our Appalachian Wireless Games of the Week. Just a real thrill to bring these games, and a special shout out to both of these schools for allowing us to do this live and bring it to the fans. It was something I think a lot of the folks, not just across the mountains but throughout the state, wanted to see this game. Great sportsmanship at the end. You really got to tip your hat to those guys. And like I said, I think it's sort of the magic thing of the mountains here. You see these big regional battles and championships, but then the defeated opponent, it sort of wears off. You're proud of what you've done. That's going to be able to increase more and more throughout the week. I think you'll see a lot of Paintsville Tiger folks really root for Pikeville next week.
We certainly want to thank all of you who have tuned in all season long for our Appalachian Wireless Games of the Week. We do have basketball season coming up. We'll take a couple of weeks off before we start our Games of the Week for the basketball season, mainly because I've got to go to Bowling Green next week. Yeah. We have 4 teams to cover. Wow. 4 mountain teams make it to the state finals. Pulaski County in Class 5A, in 4A Johnson Central, here in Class A Pikeville, and in Class 3A the Belfry Pirates are going back. We're going to be busy next week. It's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, you got it. Just great football here in the mountains. A lot of great young players. We've said it throughout the year. Sure, there are some of those marquee players, but a lot of young men have a bright football future.
Well, let's take a final shot of the field here at Memorial Field as some of the players and fans, the victorious Pikeville Panthers, still celebrating. That wraps it up for us. It's been a great season of the Appalachian Wireless Football Games of the Week. Final score tonight, Pikeville 42, Paintsville 23. Want to thank our Fine production crew, our director Dustin Turner, our producer Nathan Little, graphics coordinator Jonathan Turner, crew chief Greg Creech, satellite truck operator Dennis Hudson, our camera guys tonight Matthew Lee, Freddie Hunt, Tracy Hensley, and Anthony Sizemore, and our man working the dials all season long back at WYMT Master Control, the incomparable Kevin C. Hill. For my partners tonight, Josh Ball and Jim Frazier, this is Tanner Hesterberg saying it's been an honor to have you along for every snap all season long. Good night.